Let's put the spotlight then on Zoomcar. It's the leading market space for car sharing in an emerging market, and they've announced a tie-up with Air India. Let's understand a little bit more about how that works, what the potential is for the self-drive options as well. We've got Greg Moran. He's the CEO and co-founder at Zoomcar, now joining in. Thanks much for taking time out. Greg, I'd like to begin with a little bit more about this tie-up with Air India. Can you throw some light on it?
Sure. Yeah, I know we're very excited to collaborate here with such a strong brand, in the broader travel space, and I think it's something where Zoomcar has always been very much associated with travel across cities, and particularly when you're looking at it from a leisure or a business vantage point, and so the airport has always played a very powerful, impactful role in our business and our platform. And it's something where by working with one of the oldest, most sort of leading airlines, particularly with the recent sort of rebirth over the last couple of years, it was a very natural opportunity to expand reach and broader grow our overall sort of book of business in collaboration directly. And so it's designed to make access to sort of the self-drive personal mobility space significantly easier for the broader Air India customer cohort. So it felt very natural, very synergistic from both sides to have this sort of collaboration.
Okay, so Zoomcar actually launched their first personal mobility platform in 2013, and now you're one of the market leaders. Tell us a little bit more about how it works. You essentially allow users to rent cars. How does that work?
Right. So as you say, I mean, Zoomcar, we really defined the personal mobility category here in India, going back almost a decade. So when we launched in 2013, we were the first ones to really pioneer a sort of an online digital sort of car sharing platform ecosystem, for the end user. And we believe that the overall opportunity, even now after 10 years, has just still a tremendous opportunity to grow further. And it's really about adding more and more incremental cars, incremental supply to our platform, to our base. And so in the last 2 years in particular, we've evolved to 100% marketplace. So it is a peer-to-peer car sharing platform, which allows individuals to share their own vehicles to others. And this ultimately has allowed us to unlock over 30,000 plus cars on the platform and the ecosystem today. That number is growing rapidly monthly. And that's something which we believe over time, as we cross additional vehicle supply milestones, like as we cross 50,000, 1 lakh, et cetera, in the coming quarters and years ahead, that's what's going to turbocharge and unlock our broader growth. So it's really supply that really dictates that. So that's the primary focus, is on just building high quality supply for end users.
So, Greg, there was also that tie-up with Tatapass EV charging solutions. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, how exactly that really helped in EV adoption?
Right. So I think Zoomcar, really the origin story of the company was rooted in creating a very robust, strong, environmentally driven solution, sustainable solution for city development. And that was something which was always front and center. So this sort of ESG angle was very much there from the origin of the brand. And as electric vehicles have emerged and grown in recent years, it's something which we really wanted to focus on accelerating the footprint in the platform from electric. And it's really, we felt it was very opportune timing, as the infrastructure piece has been getting built out, and particularly over the last couple of years, Tata Power being a leading really developer of that infrastructure, and also being a downstream power utility of their own, so to speak. They have access to lakhs of customers who would be keen to really engage through electric vehicles, and engage on a platform like Zoomcar, because as a vehicle owner, as a host, being an electric vehicle owner on a platform like Zoomcar offers significant advantages, not the least of which being an opportunity to make your electric vehicle earn for you and be significantly more efficient, given the relatively high sticker price of the car. Working on a platform like Zoomcar is an incredibly powerful opportunity to bring down that cost. And the opportunity on the other side for guests is also equally powerful, because for guests, there's a huge latent demand to have access to cars like electric vehicles, which are very compelling, very fun to drive, very exciting. So it really has a very strong value proposition, both from a guest lens as well as a host lens, because the host can earn extra additional income while having a much lower operating cost. So it really was about further memorializing and increasing the overall share and scope from electric vehicles on the Zoomcar platform. And that's why we're excited about the association with Tata Power.
We are seeing a massive green mobility transition in the country. How are you looking to really capitalize on this?
Sure. Well, I think it ties back into the last topic there, because for Zoomcar, we've really been a pioneer from the early days. So we were the first ones to introduce electric vehicles into a shared mobility platform back in 2013. So very much in our infancy as a company then. But now, as we've grown, we have a real clear path forward to seeing a majority of the vehicles on the platform being electric over the next 2 or 3 years. And we see that kind of moving in lockstep along with the broader release of many, many more electric vehicle models on the car side over the next 1, 2, 3 years. So I think as that happens more broadly, we believe that Zoomcar will be on the front lines of that change and transformation, particularly with partnerships like Tata Power and many others that we'll be announcing in the coming months and quarters to better facilitate this. So I think we're very much excited to really lead by example with regards to electric vehicles on the network and on the platform. And we'll certainly take any opportunity to partner with other sort of like-minded companies, whether it's in terms of infrastructure related pieces, whether it's sort of other awareness content pieces, et cetera. So we're looking at it from a 360 holistic approach. So it's not just one or the other, but really multiple pillars, multiple legs, which are going to bring further awareness and further consideration here for some of these more eco-friendly solutions.
And Greg, let's discuss financials. I understand that losses more than half to about 74 crores in FY22. What's the outlook on your overall profitability targets and your operating revenues?
Well, I think as you rightly called out, so we've been consistently more and more efficient as we've gone through the last several quarters. I think the focus for us has been to really streamline our sort of unit economics first and foremost, which we've been able to make really, really strong progress in terms of the overall efficiency by streamlining costs at a booking level to really focus on just very, very core sort of I would say first principle product experience for the customers, and really by streamlining and bringing in incremental automation and as it relates back to the customers, that's actually allowed us to reduce cost at a booking level to bring in more efficiency. At the same time, we've had a general more focus on longer duration trip opportunities where we see a huge segment that's unfulfilled and unserved, whether it's kind of a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day trip that people have planned, whether it be leisure related or non-leisure. And so that combined focus has brought in significant efficiencies where now every booking that Zoomcar serves is a profitable one. And that's something where each passing quarter we're seeing an improvement in that margin. And so that's actually what is putting us on a trajectory here to be fully free cash flow positive at a company level here, as we go ahead over the next few quarters, and that's actually it's going to put us, we believe, in a very strong position as we transition ultimately into the public markets in the near future here. So that gives a little bit more color on that side.
And how you're looking to grow the platform? I understand that you're looking to grow it by 50% by FY25, as well as collaborate with more industry partners. What are the other partnerships in the works?
Right. Well, I think as I highlighted there earlier, it's really all about supply leading, and then the other elements falling after the supply leads. Because in any sort of two-sided consumer marketplace, especially one that's peer-to-peer driven, you really have to have a certain sort of density, a certain network of supply, in order to sort of power that flywheel for the customer on the other side, which would be our guests who are actually renting the vehicles, who are using the vehicles. And so for us, we want to create very, very dense networks of vehicles, particularly in the tier 1 cities, but also even in tier 2, tier 3 markets. But it's really, given the size and scope of markets like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, et cetera, you obviously require not even thousands, but tens of thousands of vehicles in these markets in order to really drive the right sort of density, the right sort of convenience levels and flexibility levels for your end customer. So for us, it starts with building that density, and to get to that baseline level of density, you really need 2 to 3 lakh vehicles across the country, of which a majority of those would fall in your tier 1 market. So I think that's kind of the core that we're looking out for over the next couple of years, to be at that sort of level of scale, which obviously is several multiples above the 30,000 plus where we are today, in terms of supply, and that's really what's going to then unlock all of those incremental bookings and incremental revenue, et cetera. So that's kind of the clear sort of formula for us, as we think about the next steps of our growth and next steps of our business. And what we've really seen more than anything is, as we've grown across the quarters, our existing host base, so the existing core host base of a few thousand hosts that started, these are the core group of individuals that are consistently adding more cars to the network. So it's not just about adding new users who can host vehicles and share vehicles on the platform, but it's also about having our existing hosts add incrementally more vehicles. So becoming a micro entrepreneur, so going from 1 vehicle to 2 vehicles to 5 vehicles to 10 vehicles, and that's a really exciting journey that we've seen more and more hosts take over the last several quarters. And I believe that's going to be a super integral part of the overall equation, the overall story, as we go ahead here in future quarters.
Good to have you on board, Greg. Thanks so much for joining in.